Today we will be covering how to study TFT. Overview, we'll be covering how to check stats correctly, how to get the most from studying streamers, how to self-review efficiently, and finding good resources. The first thing is checking comp stats. A lot of people, including me, aren't like the best at filtering stats, or especially like comp stats. For me, one thing I usually do is I don't compare comps to each other fairly. Like I have multiple carries with 3 items on one comp, and then on another comp I don't have as many carries as 3 items, so it's biased. So I'm like getting slightly wrong data. So I talked to my good friend Pun about this. He does a lot of filtering, and this is like how he does it. Um, so we go to Meta TFT Data Explorer, filter for the 6 sword comp, and then these are the 4 units that you like usually always have on your board on level 8. And then like notice how we're not filtering star level or items because like they could bias it while comparing to other comps. And then likewise we can use this, and then compare it to Prodigy, another like level 8 comp, but I add Yumi Leona. I'm not adding Cassante because sometimes Cassante is played at 9. And then notice how you have to like exclude reroll lines. So on Prodigy, there's a lot of like Battle Academia reroll lines, like potentially Cat, Kate Jace. If you like don't forget to exclude those, like we're excluding one item from each of them, which means you're not itemizing any of them. If you forget to exclude those, then it will often like skew your comp, like something like this. Um, so if you can manage to exclude them, then you can like compare these two to each other, which is like probably like a pretty fair comparison. Does anyone in chat want us to just like uh currently meta level 8 comp and like I'll filter it for you. Oh, Crystal Gambit. Oh, Crystal Gambit's a little hard to filter. This is like different because it's like a win out comp. But you always have these two on your board. We always have Vi. And then like for this, it's kind of hard to filter because you either filter with Zyra or without Zyra. And if you have Zyra, replacement jumps. If you take out Zyra, you're just going 8th. There's not really that much to look at here. Like this is like a comp that's unplayable without one unit. So you can't really. No, I mean Pun saying just take her out. Yeah, I guess if you're not like reliably getting to Zyra, the stats indicate that you shouldn't play this comp. What's your AVP from? You can also filter something like that. And obviously this is biased because you get more emblems later in the game, but 4.8 like kind of makes sense. I guess I'll go over like a normal comp. Ashe, Udyr, 6th Duelist, and then exclude Crystal Gambit. So, because sometimes Crystal Gambit will give you a bunch of Duelist emblems. And then like for this might be more specific because you have to filter for people playing Colossal Udyr. A lot of times, like you don't always like with Stoneplate, you're probably playing Colossal Udyr if you want to filter for Biss. Like you usually don't filter for Biss, but if you want to compare a comp with Biss and without Biss, I'm sorry, not very good. Then you can see like it's a lot better if you have Biss. Then for reroll lines, you filter items on your carry. I usually like to do 2+. This excludes the fact that like someone died on like early stage 4 or like just didn't put items on their Caitlyn. Usually if you're filtering like high enough elo, this is like fine. So we have like Caitlyn, Jace, and then we can compare this to another 3-cost reroll line, I guess Smolder. You don't always put items on Nico because sometimes you hit Cassante. If you're filtering like reroll lines, some reroll lines have like insane like artifacts or like conditions. Like if you remove Souvenir Dawn from Jace, like this comp, I mean, although still quite good, becomes more balanced. And something like this, you can see like this line is probably just more conditional, right? Like if I get the Smolder 3, Nico 3, then like I mean, even though this line's still better, it's like a little bit closer. What else do I have? Oh, comparing like different versions of a reroll line. You can filter like Smolder Nico to like Smolder 6 Juggernaut. But like, I mean, you have to put 6 Protector and 6 Juggernaut on both because on 6 Juggernaut, you don't really have like a consistent take for Smolder. You probably won't hit Udyr. The main thing I wanted to cover is go patch by patch. Akali, 3 items. Oh. Shojin. Not Shojin. You want to rage weight Archangel +1. Archangel +1. On Akali. And then 6 Protector. You can see that it's like pretty bad this patch. But if you wanted to filter and compare it to last patch. And then item stats, like a quick BIS that you can do. 6 duelists here, and then 2+ items. And then like, if you're filtering items, you can usually include more players for more sample size. And then craftable. Sample size too small. I usually like to do with this much sample. You can probably. Okay, that's good. You can filter BIS, but if you already know like the 2 best items, on Ashe are Reach Blade and Kraken, then you can filter those in on Ashe, and then like go to here, and you can find like the best last item in the stats with it. Like something like this might be biased by like you having anti-heal, but like it's all like good. If you're filtering, I mean you're probably not filtering like Zyra stats, but if there's Zyra stats, like something that you can't be looking at is Manamazame. Manamazame is really good on Zyra because 7 Crystal Gambit. I mean 5 or 7 Crystal Gambit. You can get the 5 Crystal cash out. It gives you a Manamazame. So it's like still good. Then another thing to look out with when filtering items is like say Yone 2-star. This like looks really bad because it's like a Golden Quest cash out, which like on like a weaker unit, Golden Quest will usually have bad, like really bad delta, cause like it's like not like the greatest augment from every spot, and like it could just give you a bad unit with a bad spot. So you usually don't want to like check like specific Golden Quest artifacts on the units. The fun thing that I like to do, that's pretty good info, is contest stats. So far, I'm pretty sure only Tactics.Tool's paid version has it. So if this still works, we go to 6 Sword Karma, filter the Karma comp. Lucian, Swain, Jarvan, and then you can go to counters and see like Karma is like half a placement better if you're like not contested, and then like if you're contested, it's like a third of a placement worse. But like something with Jarvan is like expected, like a lot of people will be playing Jarvan on your board. Like even with one other person playing Jarvan, the comp is still like perfectly fine.
Yeah, and I just want to mention that like with Jarvan, like if you put a Val on like a Jarvan one, it's still gonna cast. So like only having one Jarvan when you're playing Sorks is like perfectly acceptable. But if you never 2-star your Karma, like you're going 8th. So yeah, that's also gonna reflect in the stats.
Like the stats, yeah. Same like here. Like Udyr, like one other person can play it. Even Ashe, the stats show that Ashe is fine. Not perfect, not just perfectly fine, but it's still good. When like there's one other person playing it, but like if it gets like contested like this far, that's like pretty bad. One fun stat that I had, this was like after the 0.2 patch, but during the 0.1 patch, Gangplank one opponent had a negative delta, but like the stats can like show like how optimal a comp is like while contested.
Yeah, so for studying streamers, I feel like this is like the main way that I like to learn. I mean, I still check the stats from time to time. And like while I'm playing, if something doesn't seem clear, I'll still like do everything that Chabo showed in the past or previously. But yeah, when you're watching streamers live, especially streamers that are higher ranked than you, instead of criticizing like every move they make, which is like very easy to do, like if you're watching like someone like Soju, it's just so easy to rage bait him. But yeah, think about why they're making the move, and if it's different from what you would have done, think about like why they did it, because most of the times there's probably a reason, and that's how you can get the most like effective learning from watching someone live. And then I always think back to like I think it was like set 12. I read a Reddit guide from Marcel P, and it basically said if top player slash streamer does something different than I would, then I'm the one that's wrong, and I need to figure out why. And yeah, that's directly from his Reddit guide, and I've been pretty much like living by that sentiment every time I watch a stream. I linked the guide in the slides as well, and we'll link the slides. But yeah, that's pretty much like one thing I'll do when I watch someone live. But when I'm going through a VOD of a streamer, I'll like go through their match history on Tactics.Tools first, and then find like games of like either lines I haven't played before or lines that my AVP in my in my own games is like really bad. So like say I'm struggling with like, I think like right now my Sork scores are like not that good. I'll like go on like say like Spencer's VOD and like watch a Sork game. I'll like go from there. And then I think about when they choose to play the line, whether it's like they open like Lucian 2 or they get like a specific like augment. It could be generic or it could be like something like very specific. Like for example, like this is just a random example, like maybe Weijin only plays Sorks if he gets like 2-1 econ, or like he'll only play reroll if he gets like 2-1 items or with like a specific unit opener. And then it goes even deeper than that because you can kind of see like what fruits they like to play from on 2-1 and stuff like that. And that's also important when you're studying. And then think about their micro decisions. So why did they choose to level? What are they positioning against in the early and in the late game? And what items are they prioritizing off carousel for the comp that you're studying? And then at the end, I just like to reflect on what I learned. And then I find that to be the most effective way to translate it into my own games. And then, yeah, I can go over this too. So who do you study? So when you go on Taxes.duels, there's a leaderboard tab. And you can filter by region first. So like usually I do NA because I play on NA. And then you can filter by patch stats. And you can see the LP they gained, how many games they played, their top rate, their win rate, and yeah, I guess top carries as well. I usually just pick from like the top 50-ish people in NA and try and look for someone that streams. Unless yeah, unless I know for sure like they're like really good and they're probably just like not playing much. But yeah, so look for a streamer who is doing well on the patch. At the time of making this guide, Spencer's rank 1 plus 773 LP on the current patch, and he streams. So this would easily be someone who you can learn from, just as one example. No, it doesn't. It's like the total patch in general, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
I mean, he's still dropping like a nuke. And like say like for example like Pressevent. If Pressevent streams, like he's up like 1,000 LP at this patch.
Like one example we can do like is Me Force the Wraith is also like doing really well, right? On his stream, you can like kind of like analyze his decisions.
Yeah.
This game is probably pretty simple. Like he has a Star Guardian opener, he has a slam. You can like pretty much agree. I mean, he's just lucky. That he's like leading Star Guardian from this spot.
Yeah, and then like just for like to play, just for like argument's sake, like say like it was a controversial decision there, like whether he slams like Gargoyle or Adaptive, then you would just kind of think about like, oh, I would have slammed Adaptive here, but he slammed Gargoyle, and then you like kind of think about why he slammed Gargoyle over like Adaptive, and then you like can like judge like your own decision making based on what people higher ranked than you are doing, right? And then like you kind of go from there as like a basis. And then just one more thing about like studying VODs. So like if can you click back to like Me First Raid's Twitch thing again real quick? So you see how it says like 5757 in the top left on his tracker? That's like an easier way to like so like right now he's playing like the 5th game of his stream, right? So if you go to like his match history, you can like see like what he played in those games, right? And then like see if it's something you want to watch. So just look for it corresponding in his Taxes.duels match history.
Another thing is like studying yourself. Usually focus on like the most important parts of the game. Because otherwise you're taking too long reviewing each VOD. You focus on stage 1, augment selections, and roll down. Like you can also review fundamental mistakes like keeping too many items on bench, not making econ, or rolling at the wrong time. But I think you should mostly use it to determine line selection or augment selection. Like, are you holding the right units on stage 1? Are you committing to the correct line based on your units and items? And like, are you picking the correct augments for your spot? And like, the big thing is like, don't be hindsight Andy. Like, say I'm on 2-1, I could have a Star Guardian game or Sork game, and then I eventually like by like 2-7, I'm probably like committed sorcerer, I make sorcerer slams, and then on 3-2 I natural poppy jinx shop. Like that doesn't mean I should have played Star Guardian. Like I'm about to reveal myself. This will probably not be a game where I learned that much.
Thank you.
I'm over 9k smolder pair 1-4. I look at my holds.
Yeah, and then like a big consideration here is like you see your item drops and then you like think about what you slime, right? So here it's pretty easy. It's like Gargoyle and then you play around the glove, right?
And then like a lot of this stuff, if you're trying to do a quick review, you can fast forward. Maybe see what I take off carousel. I have Pandora's items. I just go for a slam. No, not a slam, but a sword makes Shojin. And IE. 3-1 and 3-2. Usually a big turn. You go over augment selection. Like I don't want to click any, so I eventually get bailed out with this. And then we go back. there's a funny thing. I see a smolder in my shop. This is not a confirmed theory, but it is a current theory. I level, I roll once. Oh, a smolder.
Smolder wave, bro.
And then 4-1, like I send it again. I'm like pretty close, and I located another wave.
You
So, yeah.
located a wave.
And then like I think my spot is like really good. So on 4-2, I don't even know what I picked, but I should be looking at like a combat augment that like can boost my smolder and Cassante. I'm already in a like good spot for, and it's just good. Let's spot review a game where I did poorly. Oh, right here. I think my holds are fine. I'm like trying to hold for crew. I just hit delayed start. I think this is fine. There's also nothing much to do here. Like, and then like, you like sometimes they're like confused, right? I have this board. I have multiple 2-star 5 costs. But like, I go 5th from this spot. So like, why did I go 5th? Like, I go back. My 4-2. I skip wand overflow for some reason. Instead of finishing off three items, I take this, which is wrong. And then on stage 5, I position very poorly, and I lose one fight because of it, and I don't kill enough units on another fight because of it.
Yeah. Also, one thing to note, like when you're studying like games you bought for, like I didn't even watch this game. I like maybe watched like a bits and pieces of it, like if you were streaming it in Discord, but like just from your opener, like you had like Gargoyle Sword with like Patience is a Virtue. Like I'd like me personally, I'd like scout around and like see if there's like Ash players, and then maybe just hardware Ash.
Yeah.
So like getting opinions of other people is really important, because someone might say something different about like a line you chose, or just like what you could have done different in the late game or like the mid game. So it's definitely like, yeah, when you're VOD reviewing, definitely like VOD review with someone else if you're really unsure.
And another thing is like online guides. As Polygon tweeted a little bit ago, there's been lots of information online from many resources and sites. People are just like engagement farming, and so like you kind of have to be careful when like reading a guide. Like there's a lot of like pretty like trustworthy sites that still like make mistakes. So you kind of have to use your own stats, intuition, experiences, watching, playing, instead of blindly trusting guides. Like it's better to like look at a guide and then also like check the stats on it and then watch someone play it to have a better understanding of a comp than like just blindly following a guide online. Some reputable sources, in my opinion, not everyone has the most favorable opinion of the Mossy Raptor, but he, in my opinion, he posts some really like really good comps that are like usually before everyone plays them. And Syndra Rising Chaos Syndra 2 carry. This was 4 days ago. If you go back, I mean, he posted this a little late before Slicedown leaked it. After Slicedown leaked everything, he posted this. He liked this comp on PBE before it got nerfed. This is also a good comp. If you scroll back, post Kog'Maw. Oh, this one. He posts Elise before it like really became meta, and then I ignored this. That comp was not good. And then I learned Vex from him, and then like if you scroll all the way back, I learned backline Swain when like most if not all of NA was playing like frontline Swain. Posted backline Swain, and we had success with that. We can go back. Another guy, Keem, posts a lot, but most stuff that he posts, he invests like a lot of time, a lot of research, a lot of math, a lot of like stats. Most of the stuff that Keem posts, or Kim, is pretty good. Okay, I'll just move on. Tourney prep. It's like, if you're like prepping for a tourney, like say NA sub regionals next week, all of the above, you like do just more intense filtering and reviewing. One big thing that has worked for Ralph, and I mean it's worked for me before. If like preparing for a big tourney, we recommend playing only 6 games a day at the same time of the tourney. Like say you're preparing for trials, you play 6 games starting 4 p.m. Eastern. And you kind of like layer it out at the same time to get like your brain focused. Another thing you do is like deciding what lines you will play and what augments and lines will make you feel uncomfortable. So you can like play a tourney with like your most confidence. Like it's better to be slightly worse but play more confident than try to optimize everything.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say 6 games is kind of a lot to some people, like all at once. So, uh, honestly, it was a lot for me to play like 6 games full focus, like at the time of trials. Um, so I'd say just like play as much as you can to like as long as you feel like focused. So like this set, I was trying to play like 6 games a day, but I noticed that like I can only play like 3 or 4 games with like full focus because like the fruits and everything is just like the transition turns are like a lot harder for me. So I'd recommend like doing 3 games, and then once you feel like you're like full focusing for all 3 games, try out like 4 games, 5 games, 6 games until you get to like yeah 6. So yeah, I mean honestly, I have had like really good success with that, and I think I was telling Bullet Time or and other people that playing like a couple games a day at full focus, studying every single game you play, and then studying stats and streamers is like the most effective way to climb on ladder as well. So
I mean, you guys have joined the Discord, but well, we have our free VOD reviews, our one-on-one coaching. I've been sending out letters to those who have been accepted. If you like applied for the second session and haven't been accepted, there's still a chance to get in. A few people have already told me they can't attend, and a few others probably won't respond. Um, but if you applied, make sure that your DMs are on, because I
yeah,
need you.
check your DM request for sure.
If you applied. We also offer paid coaching. It's more intense than anything else, but and if you don't want to wait or you want to just DM any of the coaches.
Yeah.
Um, if you we'd be appreciative if you follow our Twitter and YouTube. We are looking to make more posts on both of these,
Mhm.
and as well as Reddit. We post pretty consistently everything that we post on there.
Yep. Like this recording is gonna go on our YouTube, and then a Reddit post usually goes out as well, and then we'll try and make a Twitter post for this one as well. And
Hmm.
yeah, in terms of like the paid one-on-one, that's like a new thing we added. Um, there was a student that didn't want to wait for the free one-on-one session and just DM me directly for one-on-one coaching, and I've been coaching for like 2 weeks now. So yeah, if anyone is interested in that, feel free to DM any of the coaches. Doesn't have to be me. Doesn't have to be Chavo. Could be Psycho. Could be Funkster. Doesn't really matter. Or whoever's your favorite.
I think that's about it though. Thank you to everyone for coming. I'm like really sorry about the Discord issues, and really sorry that I wasn't focused for like the first part of the presentation. I had stuff going in the background that was like really distracting. But thank you to everyone for coming.